everyone, this is Chris. Thank you for joining me. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make this Christmas lantern. So for those of you who have been following me at least since Halloween, you've already seen this lantern and you will find it on my blog. I will put a link under the description box below. It's the same lantern, but I just decorated differently and I used cardstock for the base here. And I've also used some vellum for the paper. So this vellum I have is already tinted and it's a gold color. I hope you'll be able to see this. It has some shimmer to it. It's not just yellow paper. It's really gold and a little shimmery, as you can see. So if you print out this lantern, you'll be able to have also the template to do this. And I'm just going to show you very quickly how you put it together. And I didn't put that much decorations on top. Of course, you could do this very differently, but I think it's really nice because you could also put a light in it. Of course, not a candle since this is paper and you don't want to put it on fire, but you could put a LED light in it and it would be really nice. Maybe hanging in your Christmas tree, or if it's too big, you can just put it on a table. It will be lovely. And because it's a PDF file, you'll be able to resize it. If you open it into a PDF size, you've got a place somewhere where you can resize it very easily, much easier than sometimes into your printer driver. So really open it into a PDF file. That's going to be easier. Not much is needed to do this actually. I've used here a garland, a false garland of pine tree, and I've just cut out some pieces of it. I've got just one, this garland that I only use for decorations, and every year I cut some pieces out of it. And it's not that expensive because you can find these in a lot of shops right now for Christmas. So I'm going to take two pieces. I cut 4 pieces of these. I might do this a little differently, this decoration, but I will show you how to do it. It's just by using garland. You can use, of course, the colors you wish. I'm probably going to use some poinsettia that I made out of felt using a die. The die that I use is from Tim Holtz. It's really beautiful. A little bit of hot glue, glitter. I've used some twine here as well. Let me show you this. I've used some twine here and some fake snow. If you don't have fake snow, you can also use felt and that will be nice as well. I just like the effect of fake snow. Let me come a little closer here just to show you what it looks like. It's really nice. And I didn't put anything here, just these few, I'm sorry, I'm just forgetting the words, these blings here, but you could put some die cuts on top of it. I just wanted to really concentrate on the outside and the bottom. So once you've cut it out, everything, I'm going to show you how you are going to pre-fold your paper here. So what you really need to see, and I'm going to come a little closer, is that you're going to go to this part, up to this part, and then this part up to this part. Okay, so don't do it straight because you need to go through this middle point here. So let me show you, and I'm going to use a stylus for this. From this point to this point, I'm going to go to this one here, to this place. Then I'm going to this point up to this one. All right, and in case you haven't done it, which I usually forget, is you need to make a little slit here about, I would say maybe ½ centimeter, which is about, a 1/4 of an inch. Just a little one, maybe a little bigger. Yes, I need to make a little bigger one because this is a flap that we need to fold, and if you don't do this slit, you won't be able to fold it. So once you've done that, I'm going to start from here to that part here before it starts going into an angle. And you'll understand better when you'll have the template in front of your eyes. And then from this part here to this part there. And again, it's going to be clear. And now the last one is going to be from this one here to that point there that you just made. The top of your slit. All right. One thing that is important is that, and I made a mistake previously, so I had to redo it, is that you need to have your two papers. I need to go back now. You need to have your two papers exactly positioned that way, with the two pieces here that we're going to fold on the same side, because if you put it this way, there's nothing here. You need to stick it down so it won't work, or you'll have to put some tape. You can always do that, but it's not the proper way to do it. So put both of them in the exact same position. So you will put your paper inside here, your vellum, in the right position, because otherwise you're going to put it the wrong way and it's going to be the pin in the back to assemble. So once this is done, you can now pre-fold your paper. Okay. And I don't burnish it. I don't really want to. Specifically here, I don't really want to burnish it, because what I like is to have a smooth or a curvature here. You see that? Okay, I think it needs a bit more light. I think it's going to be better. Okay, you see there's no angle, and you'll see this probably better. I like the curve here. So this two here, they're just going to help me have this curve, but nothing more. And I'm going to fold this part here as well. And I'm using some cardstock, medium to heavy, so it's going to stay in shape better. And this is all there is to it. And you see I started folding it the wrong way, so I need to fold it the other way around. That's better, because it's going to go this way and this one here. Okay, you see what I was saying? Really pay attention to that. This flap goes there, this flap goes up as well. Okay, once you're at this stage, you're going to do is take your vellum paper and you're going to glue it down. Because I had made a mistake, I have to redo it again. Okay, and now it's good. Perfect. Okay, so now we can assemble everything. So what I've already done here, I don't need to do it again. I'm going to show you here, is turn it over the right side up here, and you're going to put some double-sided tape on this flap. And try to be as close as you can from your fold. It's going to stick better. You're going to put some on this part as well, this flap. And that's it. You only need to put double-sided tape on one of these flaps, not both of them. Only one is enough. That's what happens when you want to go too quickly. Take your time doing this. All right. Now it's assemble times. Yep. So I'm trying really to glue this perfectly well, so you won't see it once your lantern is completely put together. All right, I'm going to do the same thing here. And this is probably the only moments when I stop speaking, is when I really concentrate and make sure everything is going to be perfect. Then these two flaps in there. Alright, this one is done. And now this one here. And now this last flap. Okay, and once it's done, put your hand inside here and make sure that everything is really well glued. And that's perfect. There you go, and you've got yourself a little box. You could put some treats in there too and make it a treat box. Why not, once it's decorated? So I think I would put a light in here because I want to see through a little bit. So what you will also need to shut it down, you can glue it if you want, but I like to put a little bit of cord here or baker's twine. So I'm going to bring these two together, and I'm going to make two holes, just like so. don't want them too close to each other. That's good. See that? 2 little holes, so I'll be able to thread a baker's twine here. Yes, that's good. Okay, so here's my baker's twine, and I'm staying in the colors of white and red. Of course, you could use any other type of thread here. You could use some gold as well. And you see what I was talking about, this curve here? I don't want it completely on an angle. I really want this to have a nice look to it. Let me bring this there. And there you go. I really like it the way it is because it looks a bit more real to me. So I'm going to thread this first. All right. You know, it's one of those days when whatever you touch, it's not working at all. I had to redo my holes a little bit bigger. Oh my gosh, it's just like if I had 2 left hands. And even then, I think I would have been even better today. Oh my goodness. All right, there you go. Right, woohoo, I'm the best, I made it. And I'm just gonna make a little knot. And I'm not going to stick it, I just wanna leave it as is because if I wanna put my light here, everything is not glued down. So it depends on what you wanna do with it, right? Okay, and I'm going to leave this little bow like this. You could also hang it into maybe your Christmas tree if you make it smaller, or hang it over on your door as well. Why not? All right, now decoration time. So I'm going to get rid of all this here to be able to work. And if you, when you cut these, if you want to do the same technique as I'm doing, I would recommend using a very heavy duty cutter like this, because otherwise if you're using your jewelry tools, you're just going to nick them and it's just a shame. So use a heavy duty. Your husband might have one, and that's perfect. Okay, so now what I'm going to see here, if it's not too big, I'm going to shorten them down just a little tiny bit. So they're not going to be in the way. The others should be okay. Good. And I don't want them too straight, so I'm putting them a little bit again with a curve. I'm seeing which part of my piece here is the nicest. And I'm making it flat on the other side. Yes, I like it this way. So now I'm going to put glue on that part. All right. There we go. And I'm going to make it go from one side to the other. Yeah, I like it. And this is why you should need some heavy cardstock, or at least medium cardstock, to be able to play with it and not deforming itself. Alright, I'm going to do this on all sides, of course. Putting it in shape first, because once you've got the glue on it, you won't be able to play with it. Perfect. More glue on this one. Because if people want to touch it, it's not going to fall on them. And you could use this kind of garland as well if you don't have this, or you don't want to buy one and cut it off. This kind of garland will do perfectly as well. So I'm going to keep on doing this on all sides. Good. All right. Perfect. So what I'm going to do next is either use some embellishments that I made with hot glue. You probably already seen my videos. If you haven't, check them out. It's just made with hot glue. I made some stars. I made some of these as well. So you can use these, but they're maybe a bit too flat. I want something rounder, so I'm going to put a few of them here. Just maybe one will suffice. Again, I'm going to use my hot glue here and I'm gonna put one there. Okay, another one on the other side. And again, you can put as much or as little as you wish. There it is. Yep, and last one. There you go. And it's going to be just there. Okay, look at that. It's already very pretty. Oops. It's already very pretty as is. Now I'm going to show you how I put the false snow here. And there are different ways of using it. You could use Elmer's glue, but it tends to take some time before drying. You could use also double-sided tape, but I prefer to use hot glue for this example. So I'm going to put some fake snow here on my paper, and you're not going to use that much. Don't worry, you'll be able to put it back, the excess back into your container. And I'm going to put glue here everywhere I want my snow to be. And I'm not trying to be perfect or even. I want something that looks natural. There. And then just sprinkle some fake snow on top. Press down a little bit, don't burn yourself. Be careful with hot glue. If young children are watching this video, please don't do this alone. Ask an adult to help you. But press it down to make sure that once it's in there, it's not going to go anywhere afterwards when it dries. And if you feel like you need more, wait until it's dry. Take the excess off, come back and put a little bit more. Or maybe you can make it a little thicker if you want. But I like this because a lot of it, quite a lot, is trapped in here. Some of it is going to fall off. It's still not completely cold. I'm going to do this on all sides. Again, I think I need another glue stick. I've got a whole bunch here. Always have a ton of glue sticks home. I love hot glue. I love that. And again, making some valleys, not straight. And if you can't do it at once, because this is a very tiny glue gun, not a lot is coming out, do this, you know, in sections. If you feel more comfortable and not hurrying it up. I love that. It is so easy, you know. Christmas decorations don't have to be complicated, don't have to be expensive. Maybe you could use some pieces that were broken from last year. Don't throw them away. You can use them again. Honestly, I didn't have to buy anything here. Yeah, except the fake snow, because I didn't have any last year. Because I was living in another country and they didn't have fake snow, or at least not as nice as this one is, because it really looks fake. It really looks, I mean, not fake, but real. My goodness, no, real. And that's the effect. Again, if you don't want to buy this, use felt. But I would really believe that this is more economical than felt. Or maybe not. In the United States, if you live in the United States, felt is not that expensive. Now that I'm here in France, it is. It is much more expensive. Like almost $1, like 95 cents a sheet, which is an A4 size, and not always an A4 size. Sometimes it's more like a letter size, which is smaller. So I think it's not normal because it's not that expensive normally. Okay. All right, I think I have put enough everywhere, and I might put some more here or some more here on the top of my lantern, because that would be kind of normal. You can put more wherever you think it needs more. Again, it doesn't have to be exactly like mine. Oops. Gosh, it's going to be trapped in there. Okay. And again, if you missed a spot, just put some more glue and add more of your snow. You could put some more here or on your garland if you wanted to. Right, I'm going to take this back into my container, which is a Ziploc bag here. Good, and now what I'm going to use is my poinsettia and put some of these here down at the bottom. Yeah, I like that. So I'm going to be quite generous here with the glue because I want to make sure it's going to get in that glue, in that snow behind. Yeah, perfect. And you can give it some dimension as well. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, but before that, I'm going to put some blings. Actually, I have decided to change the color of my blings a little bit. Let me go a little closer. So, yeah, they're going to match probably a little better with my color here underneath. And I'm going to go with the same pattern. Because my decorations are quite, you know, visible and it takes a big part of this, I'm not going to put too much in my windows. But you could, like the one I did for Halloween, you know, I put some dies inside of it, some die cuts to make it like a shadow. You could do that if you want to. I'll finish this up in a moment. I'm just going to use now, take my other poinsettia and I'm going to put it here. It's a little bit different. I didn't put any white in here just to see how it would look, because in nature I've never seen white actually. It does maybe exist, but I've seen real ones in nature, but I didn't see any white, only green and reds. But take a look at this. Let me go a little backwards. So you've got this one here, or this one here with a little bit of white. It's totally, again, up to you. But look at that. How easy was it? Honestly. And it is so cute. You could put something on the top if you think that it's not enough. I'm going to show you the other one I did, just using a little bit of this garland I was talking about here instead of the poinsettia, and the same little balls here inside, and it's really nice and so easy. And of course, if you don't want to do this in black, you could maybe also do it in a gray color or maybe also white. But because I had in mind to put the snow, I didn't want to have everything white, otherwise you may not see it. So there you go. Please tell me what you think. Which one do you prefer? They're about the same, but you could do your own very differently. And please give me some thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell button as well, and share on social medias. Oh my goodness. Thank you very much for following me. See you soon. Bye-bye.